Hi, the video you're about to see is of my 3-year-old daughter Bailey sharing her chiropractic miracle story. My wife went into labor with Bailey on March 19, 2007. Bailey was born approximately 38 hours later on March 20th, 2007. We had run into serious complications where Bailey did not position properly and she ended up getting stuck in my wife's pelvis. The doctors actually had to perform a double C-section on my wife to where they made a T-cut, and it took 2 doctors pulling on Bailey and jerking on her, trying to dislodge her from my wife's pelvis. They actually had to turn the table upside down to help use the forces of gravity trying to dislodge Bailey. When they finally got her out, she wasn't breathing, and it took approximately 2 minutes and 41 seconds to resuscitate her. Her right arm was completely paralyzed, and because of all the twisting and pulling and trying to dislodge her from the pelvis, her neck muscles got all twisted up and she developed a condition called torticollis, to where her head would not sit upright. It actually sat sideways on her shoulder because the muscles were so contracted. Needless to say, it was a very traumatic time in our lives. However, through chiropractic, Bailey was able to make a complete recovery. She regained full function of her arm. Her neck now sits upright, and thanks to the good doctors of resuscitating her, she's actually alive today. So today, she wants to share her chiropractic miracle story with you 3 years later. So here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bailey Burfield.
Cookie inside Mommy's belly. I are stuck. Mom took me to the hospital to Rosie. And Rosie didn't come out for a long day.
Well, you didn't come out for a long day, remember?
I was stuck.
Yeah, you were stuck. And then what happened?
Mama needed to pull me out and it cut her belly open. It pulled me free. And I stayed for Mommy and Daddy ever.
That's right. Then once you came out, you stayed with us forever. And then who did we go to see to help you fix your neck problem?
Dr. Hyman.
Yeah.
And it was all jacked up.
That's right. Your neck was all jacked up. And then when Dr. Hyman helped you, how did she help you? Did she adjust you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say that word for me? Can you say adjustment?
Adjustment.
Is that good? Very, very good. So do you like chiropractic?
Yeah. I love chiropractic.
Oh, me too, Bailey. I love chiropractic too. Thanks for sharing your testimonial.
Isn't that amazing? Bailey made a full recovery through chiropractic alone. The doctors at the hospital told us that she was probably going to need a surgical procedure. And the procedure was this: they were going to go in and cut the neck muscles to straighten her head out. The only downside to that is that for the rest of her life, she would never be able to turn her head to the right. What kind of quality of life do you think she would have had if she would have had that surgical procedure? You know, chiropractic is such a wonderful thing. Many of us have more faith in a spoonful of medicine than what we do in our body's own potential to heal itself. If you think about this for a minute, you started off as one single cell, and 9 months later, you grew into 100 billion cells that make up the human body. One cell turned into 100 billion cells. One cell turned into you. How did those cells know how to turn into fingers? How did they know to turn into lips? How did those cells know to turn into a heart or back muscles or eyes? Your body has an inner intelligence that's far superior than anything that the medical profession knows. And that's what chiropractic deals with. It deals with that inner intelligence in the body. And what it does is chiropractic removes interference to the nervous system so that inner intelligence can run the body the way it was designed to, so that that inner intelligence can heal your body. I mean, I'm sure you've cut your finger before. Did you have to think about it healing? Of course not. It just heals on its own because your body knows how to heal. But when we have trauma to our spine, to where spinal bones move out of alignment and put pressure on the nerves, it interferes with the way the nervous system functions and with the way the body functions, and it interferes with the body's capability to heal itself. Bailey's arm, the paralyzed arm, she regained full recovery of it because of all the trauma she experienced during the birth process of the doctors jerking and pulling and twisting, trying to get her dislodged. It had caused so much trauma to her spine that those spinal bones shifted out of alignment and put pressure on the nerves and interfered with the nerve function down her arm. When those spinal bones were adjusted and that interference was removed, she regained full function. Her body healed itself. If you've got kids, I want you to ask yourself, how many times do you think your kids have had slipped? How many times have they slipped and fell? How many times? Probably more than you can count. As a matter of fact, I want you to watch this quick video clip of my daughter Bailey running through the house and watch how hard she wipes it and watch how hard her head hits the floor. So let's check it out right now.
Dance around in your socks for mama. Dance around, dance around. Ooh, you look hot in your socks. Oh, be careful. Whoa.
That was a pretty hard fall for a little kid. Heck, that was a hard fall for an adult. Could you imagine if you went running through the house and your feet just slipped out from underneath you and you hit the floor like that? So here's my question. This is what I want you to ask yourself right now. How many times have my kids had a slip and fall like that? Do you think that when Bailey fell in that video clip that her spinal bones got knocked out of alignment? That was a hard fall. That's why I take Bailey to the chiropractor every 2 weeks, because she has slips and falls like that all the time. She made a full recovery from all the trauma she experienced over 2 years ago. Her full recovery took place over 2 years ago. She was about a year old when her neck finally sat upright for the first time, and she didn't have any issues of moving it, and it didn't sit on her shoulder. Over 2 years, yet I still take her to the chiropractor every 2 weeks because I understand the importance of having a properly functioning nervous system. In 3 years, Bailey's been sick twice. She's never had an ear infection. She doesn't suffer from allergies. She's never experienced anything like lactose intolerance or acid reflux. And what upsets me sometimes is people will say, oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky that she's never had an ear infection. It has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with the fact that her nervous system is functioning properly because I get her adjusted on a regular basis. It has everything to do with that. And I'll continue to get her adjusted for the rest of her life. When she turns 18, I know that she's going to continue to get adjusted for the rest of her life from that point on. Chiropractic is such a vital component of proper health and wellness. I mean, we're taught to exercise and eat good nutrition and get plenty of rest and have a positive attitude. We're taught all these things, but we're never taught about taking care of our nervous system. And that's why you and your family should schedule an appointment to see a chiropractor, to at least have your spine checked. At least have it checked to see if you have any problems, any misalignments in the spine that could potentially lead to future health problems if you're not already experiencing health problems already. Remember, the body has a greater intelligence than we can possibly fathom. Our body knows how to run itself. It knows how to keep this thing working properly as long as there's no interference. And because nerves control everything in the body, if the nerves don't work right, you don't work right. It's that simple. So I hope this was educational for you. I hope you enjoyed Bailey's testimonial, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I hope that you'll schedule an appointment with your local chiropractor very, very soon.